Peace and power, warrior salute. Welcome back to Wise Warriors official YouTube channel. I give thanks for all of you who are currently joining in right now. Please join in the live build. We're about to go live on Instagram, and then we will get into the topic of today's Warrior Wisdom live stream. So let's finish getting set up. If at any point in time the audio or the visual is failing, please let me know in the chat, and I will do what I can to fix that. Of course, we have alternatives and backup plans if there are any issues audio visually. But we are going to jump right into today's discussion very briefly. Okay, so I'm not going to hold y'all, family. Let's get to it. Peace and power, love and light, and divine rising, Wise Warrior Nation. I give thanks and praise to the Most High for all things, and I give thanks and praise to you for making the commitment to joining us for the latest Warrior Wisdom live stream. My name is Hassan Ajayi. I am your sensei, your trainer, and your brother, and I am the founder, the owner, and the elder of the Wise Warrior System, which places its focus and emphasis on the edification of the original individual, the Black man, woman, and child, by way of the martial arts teachings and philosophies, coupled with metaphysics, exercise science, and culture, which create a complete experience to raise your warriorship and to aid you in your journey in life. And Wise Warrior accomplishes the mission of raising the frequency of the warrior class within the African nation by way of our three main components, which are martial arts, harmony, health, and wellness, and the Warrior Scrolls public speaking and lecture program. Give me 1 second, y'all, so that my Instagram family can be hit onto the topic as well. Y'all come on in, though. Come on in, join the build. We have a very powerful topic to discuss. Peace and love, Instagram family. Join the build. Join the build. Tell one, tell all. Tell one, tell all. Come on in. What's so funny, Baba? But I appreciate you joining. Now, before we get into today's topic, of course, the update is August 4th, 4 p.m. August 4th at 4 p.m. In the previous live stream, I said 8 p.m. That was incorrect information, so I apologize about that. August 4th at 4 p.m. Wealthy Warriors Are Healthy Warriors lecture. This is a lecture on anatomy, physiology, and nutrition for African warriors. We're going to be speaking about the major systems of the body. We're going to be speaking about energy creation and pathways. We're going to be speaking about nutrition. We're going to be speaking about the diet of our ancestors. We're going to be speaking about tips, going to give you actual tips to apply the knowledge that will be disseminated in real time, right then and there, really, which goes hand in hand with all of the science that goes in. Now there must be a point at which you can apply it. So we are going to be giving some tips of the trade on how to apply the science that we will be going over, because it's one thing to just know the terms and the certain parts of the body, so on and so forth, but it's another thing to take that science that should be applicable in the first place and then apply it to improve the quality of your everyday life. So if you are interested, my brothers and my sisters, my Black warriors out there, if you are interested, which you all should be, in understanding the science of your body, the Black body, the God body, you want to purchase tickets for the Wealthy Warriors and Healthy Warriors lecture, you can visit our official online platform, wisewarriornation.com, to purchase your tickets right from there. My Instagram family, you can purchase those tickets at the link in my bio. Again, August 4th at 4 p.m. Please join. It is going to be an incredibly power-packed presentation, and I look forward to hosting it and having you all there. And that is sanctioned by the Warrior Scrolls public speaking and lecture program, as well as Harmony, Health, and Wellness, because we're going to be diving into the field of exercise science. Now, in regards to today's topic, I want to ask y'all the question, is the spirit physical? Digest this for a minute. Is the spirit physical? Is there, at the very least, a physical component to the spirit? And then how do we come into contact with this aspect of our essential nature so that we can raise our vibration to become in tune more with our spirits, so that we can improve the quality of our lives, so that we can heal ourselves and our people, so that we can help raise the vibration of the planet, and of course, our own vibratory state. But is the spirit physical? I'm going to use myself as a point of reference. I'm going to be transparent here. Around the age of 20, I started to have certain experiences that were physical, that were also mental. I started to ask myself questions that I doubted were even coming from me because they felt too intuitive. It felt like it was coming from a different place altogether, but a place nonetheless that was inside of me. And it wasn't just questions in the form of thoughts. It was physical feelings, like something's changing within me. And at the time I was a practitioner of the Islamic faith, but my practice began to slow down. I won't say dwindle, began to slow down once these questions began to arise. I had just finished my last active year of competing. So this is around the time of 2011. So I was about to take a new step, a new rite of passage into manhood and, getting ready to turn 21. So there were many new milestones that I was about to embark upon. And one of them was the physical experience of something within me that was, I like to say, rumbling. Long story short, this led to further study outside of the realm of organized religion. This led to more experiences, physical experiences that I could feel, a different level of susceptibility to inquisitiveness and to the wisdom that accompanies it, and to understanding through application, because it is through application that we understand. It's through applied knowledge that we understand. And this new knowledge, these experiences that I was having, have literally led us to this point where I'm sitting here talking about this. And there are many. I could honestly write a book on this time frame of my life alone, on how many internal physical experiences I was having, which now I identify with through knowing as it was the awakening of my soul, which many of us, many melanated beings, have been and are continuing to experience these awakenings and these upgrades, these consequent upgrades. As the universe evolves, we are also evolving as well. We are upgrading at a very subtle level, but so much so to the point that we feel it in the most gross aspect or the most gross form that matter can take, which is physical. Which physical matter, is dense light that is slowed down within the realm of time and space to become visible. But that doesn't mean that it's not light. That everything physical, including the physical body, is not comprised of this light, this energy, subtle energy that is present and prevalent throughout all of creation. And ever since then, I have been on a journey to answering the greatest question of them all. Who am I? And then consequent questions come after that. What am I doing here? How many times have I done this? Is this my last time? What did I come here to do? Who am I to serve? But it starts with who am I? And that led to further study and experiences in regards to knowledge of self. My main path has been through the chakra system, through studying the energy systems of the body. As of more recent, which I've been very transparent with as well, my teachings have now shifted to a more African-centered worldview and perspective, in which the same spiritual science, divine science, which is theurgy, is still being explored, just from the perspective, an Afrocentric perspective, which is the perspective of my culture, the perspective of my people, of our people, of the original people. But I said all that to say this. It started with a physical experience. And I say that to say this. What happened during your time of your initial awakening? What was it that prompted you to make some of the most drastic changes in your life imaginable? What was the incentive for you to now come into this new field of spirit science, which is what I term it sometimes, this field of spirit science, the knowledge of yourself, or as the Kemetic maxim goes, knowing thyself, know thyself. What was it that started you on your journey? Now, I can only speak from my own experience and from my own experience. However, from the brothers and sisters who I have surrounded myself with, the other star seeds who I have surrounded myself with, who have surrounded themselves with me, I can almost guarantee that the awakening of our souls began with a physical feeling. The body is the vessel, the means through which consciousness is able to experience and evolve through experience. The same material that our bodies are made out of, star systems are made out of. Stars themselves, or suns, which are black holes, are made up of the same material. Our very soul is essentially a spark of electricity from the main flame, which is Ra, the sun, our star. And so if we really do believe the axiom of the great god Tehuti, whom the Greeks called Thoth and the Hermetics call Hermes, if we really do believe the words, as above, so below, as within, so without, then if the universe is divine, and I am an expression of that divinity, then is this entire experience altogether not divinity? If this is an experience that the supreme being, whom in the Kemetic systems we refer to as Nebuchadnezzar, the transcendental, all-encompassing being, is having And we are the physical, most gross representation of that essential nature, that essence. Then how could all that we experience not be exactly the same? If the only way that I'm able to literally move through and experience matter is by way of it being holographically projected out from me, then how is the physical realm not divine in itself? There are many new age spiritual teachers and systems, and this is not a shot or knock to anyone because I stay in my lane. So whatever you choose to do, whatever you choose to teach, whatever you choose to um, ascribe to as far as teachings go, power in self, Ashe. Um, whatever you choose to ascribe to, that is ultimately your choice. But we must always be discerning because there are entities, I will say, that are purposely here to mislead us. And guess what? Some of them are physical beings. So we must always be aware. But you have a lot of new age spiritual teachers who say things like very general teachings and phrases like starve the ego, feed the soul, or this world is an illusion. And guess what? These same phrases, just said in a different way, are in actual religious and spiritual traditions, just said in a different way or in a different tongue. But what I contend is that, yes, I'm not negating the fact that the physical realm is illusory in comparison to the eternal essence from which we spring, which is Nun, primordial waters, or the state in which energy is most chaotic. And then the order which comes from that is the realms, including the physical that we experience. You have the earthly realm, the Ta. You have the astral realm, the Pet. And then you have the causal realm, the Duat. And then beyond that, you have Nebuchadnezzar, which is the all-encompassing being. This is, of course, in the Kemetic studies, the Kemetic spiritual systems. Specifically, Anunian theurgy is what I'm speaking from. And I'm going to dive into this topic a little more in a later live stream. But why are we always taught to escape the physical? Why are we always taught to escape the physical? Why are we always taught to not give the proper merit to the physical realm? Not to say that we place all of our faith and all of our will and intent in the physical realm, because that will get you caught up. Because when you vibrate on a certain wavelength, a certain frequency, you are within your physical body, encapsulated within that frequency and the laws which govern it. So the more you vibrate third dimensionally, the more everything that consists of a third dimensional experience in reality has hold over you, or rather has hold over influencing you. Because third dimensional living is living only from the lower three chakras. It is when we enter the heart that we enter the fourth dimension, the fifth, the sixth, so on and so forth, in which we uncover various abilities, in which we continue to raise our vibratory state, in which we begin to heal, in which our soul literally begins to expand. The average melanated being who isn't necessarily physically active, on a good diet, incorporates meditation, yoga, martial arts, stretching, so on and so forth into their life, their soul still extends on average up to 2 miles. So imagine if you are living a spiritual life, how vast your soul is to where you can be here, for example, and people an hour away can feel you. Just imagine. So why are we always taught to be students of escapism from some of these teachers nowadays? And this is of all races. Why do we not see the physical as divine too? It is my contention that we should. Why? I'm going to use myself as a reference point again. It's the only experience I can speak from. This is the body in which my soul remembered. This is the body. The brothers and sisters who are watching this right now, in which you have awoken. This is the body in which your awakening took place. Is that not powerful? Is that not something to be thankful for? Express gratitude for? Is that not a reason to look at your very temple as divine? On this planet, the soul needs a vessel to be able to move through the realm of generation, the realm of time and space. What is the vessel? The physical body. Just like when someone goes into outer space, quote unquote, you need to have a space suit on, which feeds you oxygen so that you can experience that level of density as well as subtlety at the exact same time. Because time and space and gravitational pulls and light speed, it all moves different when we go outside the planet. It all moves different. There's levels to it, right? So if we look at it that way, like these are our spacesuits, these are our vehicles, luxury vehicles at that, being African people, through which we maneuver through the planet, through which we experience. How could we not regard our temples as divine? If you look at some of the temple complexes in Kemet, the layout of the complexes resembles a human body. Temple of Solomon resembles a human body. This entire experience is based around what your physical body does for your soul to experience. Because the soul powers the body in the morning to get up and move. This chair I'm sitting in right now is based off of my physical body. The cars that we sit in are based off of the way we sit down. Is this not, at the very least, something to question about why we are always made to believe that the physical, especially from a spiritual perspective, that the physical is not as important or shouldn't be as valued? And is there a reason why people are telling us this? Of course there is. Why? Because everything is on and with purpose. Nothing is by chance. Everything, be it righteous or unrighteous, is deliberate. Because it was either done consciously or subconsciously, which all the behaviors which arise from the subconscious were planted within the subconscious. It's like a tape player. So if you don't change the tape, the same song gonna keep playing, right? So why are we taught this? Why are you, black man, black woman, why are you taught this? Why is our health so bad? Generally speaking, although we are seeing a tremendous rise in black people living healthier lives, and ashe to that, because we all deserve that. The reason is because of who you are as a black man, as a black woman, an African man, an African woman, because I do not see a distinction between the two. It is because of who you are as being one of the original inhabitants of the planet, meaning what? That you contain the God genes. You contain the God particle. Some people can call that carbon as the element. Some people call it melanin. The atomic structure of 666, which is 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, which is what we were anatomically before we shifted into the age of Aquarius. We were carbon 12 based beings. Now we are more carbon 7 and probably even more subtle than that. Our bodies are less crystallized, which means what? Our souls have more room to move within the body, which means we are more spiritually influenced, which means the arts and the sciences affect us differently, which means our creative spark, intuition, is now heightened. We receive great healing abilities, psychic abilities, the higher senses become activated, so on and so forth. But this all occurs through initiations that the soul takes by way of raising the vibration of physical body, through raising the vibration of the physical body. In the 7 divisions of the soul, as taught by Dr. Ra-U-Nefra Amen, he includes the physical body as one of the divisions of the soul, the shadow body as well, which you could say is your alter ego, if you will. So it's very clear that the physical body plays a much more important role than we think. It's just not generally broadcasted to us that way unless it comes from certain sources who deem themselves verified to tell other people what they should be doing with their bodies. When your body, or the body that you're using to tell me this, is recessive in itself. It's recessive. So what can you tell someone who is dominant about their body, about their soul? Absolutely nothing. Nothing. Our sources must change. Our sources must change. Only Black people could tell you about your Black body and what that Black body needs to thrive. There's no getting around that. Just like only an Asian man could tell another Asian man about the Asian body and what it needs to thrive. I can't tell an Asian man what he needs to thrive, what his body needs to thrive. That's absurd. It is the job of that person's culture, that person's community, nation of people, to teach them about their bodies and what their bodies need to perform optimally and functionally so that they can live the best quality of life, so they can continue to raise their vibration, or whatever the cultural incentives of that people are in regards to the body. But ours is ascension of the soul. And we document this throughout our arts and sciences. And we have done so for thousands of years, if not millions of years. So we must regard our body temples, as Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith calls it, the body temple. We must regard our body temples as sacred, as divine, because there is an essence powering it that is sacred, that is divine. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to share these words with you. Do you regard your temple as sacred? Do you regard your body as a temple in the first place? The temple in which heaven and earth meet. How do you see your body? Black man, black woman. Are black women being taught properly about their bodies by other black women? Are black men being taught properly about their bodies by other black men? Our health is unique. And when we are healthy individually, we can come together and be healthy collectively and truly express the vibration of divine love as a nation of people, and not only express it, but protect it too. But you must be in tune with your spirit. How do we become in tune with our spirits? Is it by leaving our body? Is it by astral projecting so far out of your body that you don't need it anymore? If you didn't need your body, because you do, don't be fooled. If you didn't need your body, why are you here? Your body is divine. The body is the means through which consciousness as experience, which is Ra, evolves. And through the collective experiences of all things natural, to the planet, to the solar system, and to the universe, it is through the collective experience that Asar is realized, which is the wisdom of integrated experience through which healthy love is facilitated. That is why in certain areas of North Africa, you had the Asar, the Asarian temples, in which Asar was the main deity. And in other temples, you had Ra, who was the main deity. And then in other temples, you had Ptah, who was the main deity. This is the same deity. And what is the purpose? Different characteristics, different reasons for being the central theme of that system. Same deity. What is the purpose of our expression as these deities? Evolution. Through the expression of integrated wisdom, individually and collectively. And we do this, we come here to do this through our bodies. So I ask you the question again, my brothers and sisters. Is the spirit physical? Is it not, is it tangible? or like in the sense, can it be measured? There are aspects of the spirit that can be measured, but in its totality, the spirit is an experience. Spirit is an experience. So is the spirit physical? Is it physical? I challenge you to go into your meditations and ask yourself this question. I'm going to do the same. See what you come up with. See what feelings arise, what emotions you experience in asking this question, and know that an answer accompanies it. And if you've taken nothing from this live stream, take this. Take care of your body. Take care of your body. And so with that being said, we're going to close out the build. I want to thank everyone who has joined us on YouTube, everyone who has joined us on Instagram, who has left comments. If you would like to further this dialogue, please hit me up on the Instagram, Wise Warrior King. I would love to further discuss the topics that are disseminated, the information disseminated on the topics that we speak on in these live streams, so that we can further the discussion, so that we can take information and apply it. Okay. August 4th, 4 p.m., Wealthy Warriors, a Healthy Warriors lecture. Tickets are available at our official online platform, wisewarriornation.com. Visit the link in my bio, Instagram family, for the ticket information on that. There's a limited amount of tickets available for this presentation. So please get yours today, because they will sell out, and you do not want to miss this presentation as it is brought to you live. As it is brought to you live. So get your tickets, mark your calendars. August 4th, 4 p.m., Wealthy Warriors are Healthy Warriors lecture. This is a lecture on anatomy, physiology, physical fitness, and nutrition for African warriors. I look greatly forward to hosting this event. And I look greatly forward to seeing you all there and hearing your feedback from the lecture. Please visit our official online platform, wisewarriornation.com, for all information on the system, what we offer, who we offer to, and all information on programs, products, and services. And last thing, we will be doing some seminars before the summer solstice is over, leading into the fall. Stay tuned for details on that. Follow me on Instagram, Wise Warrior King, for information on that. And also visit wisewarriornation.com. Visit our Wise Warrior HQ page, which is where all the latest Wise Warrior news is compiled into one page. So keep your eyes peeled on when the next Wise Warrior seminar is coming up. I see you, I celebrate you, and I cherish you. And as always, continue to be you, continue to renew, continue to be wise. I give you the greetings. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you very much. Anku Jasaned, eternal life, prosperity, good health. Peace and power, family. Have a wonderful night.